Hi, it's Mitch from PickDogs.com. I almost said SportsChatPlace.com. I am from both these days. And, of course, Chris from PickDogs.com and SportsChatPlace.com. Rod from PickDogs.com and PuckDogs.com. And I guess we can get you on SportsChatPlace.com, too. I know someone that can get you in if you want to be in. He's got his shirt up behind him. You know what? He is from
Hi.
SportsChatPlace.com. What the hell? We're all part of Dawn Patrol, which is my parent company, which I don't talk about a hell of a lot, but it is the name of my company. And I wonder if I have my logo. I don't know. Chris, you got anything to talk about to these guys while I look to see if I can find my Dawn Patrol logo anywhere? Show everyone what my main company looks like. I have nothing to hide.
I wish I could say yes, but I don't have anything right now.
All right. How about you, Rod? How was last night? How'd last night treat you? I know we hit a bunch of parlays. Um, I had, I had, the, oh, the,
You had
what
a
was I going to
Conference
say?
USA parlay.
The, the parlay that I gave out.
Yeah, you had Western Kentucky and FIU. I
Yeah,
think was
that
that.
hit. So,
Yeah, one I gave out Hofstra.
yeah, Hofstra,
What else
I
did
had that as a
I
premium, and we
Hofstra.
talked about it here as well. Rod is
Yeah.
Mr. Hofstra, so done that. Of course, what else do we have? Oregon, we loved USC. Chris loved USC. Man, yesterday was
The
just one of those
Beavers.
days where just everything was hitting except for frickin' Winthrop, right? It's like
Yeah.
everything frickin' hit. It was just one of those beautiful days. And so you can thank me now instead of yesterday thanking me later. I told you we were going to kill it yesterday. So I've gotten a lot of emails from you guys about people wanting to write on the site. I have actually, Sports Chat, I have an article that kind of explains what we do. I had forgotten about this. It's been a while, right? The Sports Chat, it's so weird, right? It's like I was looking for my sports chat hat. I was going to switch to my sports chat hat while I talk about sports chat. Um, Man of many hats. I don't know where it is. I got so much shit on this desk, man. It's like, what is this? There's so much shit here. Oh my god. All right. Anyways, so yeah, no idea. I'm lost now. But yeah. All right. But I've gotten all your emails. If you got to cover kind of the basics in there for me. You know, it's like I've gotten a ton. I've probably gotten 50. So I can't obviously can't bring on 50 people. You know, it's like we don't have room for you, and it's like I'm. It does. If I don't ask you to join us, it doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It's just that we only have X amount of spaces, and you know this is it is what it is. You know, it's like I have to go with the people that are experienced and that can add. Yeah. So you know, especially if you cover a sport that's not one of the basic sports like basketball, football, all that stuff, then more than likely we're gonna have a spot for you. You know, if you cover the same ones that we already have covered top to bottom, I'm not sure where you want me to put you. You know, it's like I could fire Chris. I mean, if you want,
All
Chris.
right. See you.
Hey, we had a good run, man. We had a good run.
We
So the other day, I also talked about different sports chat logos that I've had, you know, throughout the years. So I just found this on my desk when I was searching around. But here's one. You guys remember that one?
oh, shit.
So a little different than the green one that we have now.
Yeah.
There, let me see if I can get closer. There you go. Yeah, That was the Sports Chat logo before it became the green one that it is now. I have like a whole bunch of Sports Chat logos, like all of them that we've ever had. So, because someone asked me the other day if we're going to change the logo for Sports Chat, and I don't know, probably. I've changed, like I said, I've changed it, 4 times already. So the likelihood of it happening again is very good. And Pick Dogs, we've changed the logo twice. Instead of changing it, we actually just use them both interchangeably. We just don't talk about it much. We have the one that's up here, the Pick Dogs logo that's there, and then we have the one that I have on my shirt. They're different. They're not the same. If I had it, my chips, here they are. You could see, that this logo is a little different than that logo. Anyways, Chris, what do you like in the hockey? I think people are bored of me already. All right, I'm getting bored with myself. Isn't that a Bruce Springsteen song? Can't start a fire without a spark. I'm probably breaking copyright there. So tired and bored with myself. Wow, this is the Chicago version of a Sports Chat business card is what this is. You don't see too many of those floating around. That's vintage. Chris, what do you like in these NHL? We got 4 games on tap today.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So first one, I like Winnipeg minus 145 against San Jose. I'm tired of trying to figure out what San Jose is going to do on any given night. Maybe it's just time to accept that the Sharks aren't going anywhere this postseason. So I'll take Winnipeg at home. They're the team actually fighting for something right now. So I like the Jets on the money line. I like Pittsburgh minus 1.5 against Montreal. Montreal's been playing some decent hockey, but the problem is they've had chances to step up their play lately against the bigger and better teams, and they've fumbled. And Pittsburgh have been playing really well at home. Just keep rolling along. They're starting to get healthy again. I like Pittsburgh. I like the under 5.5 in the Rangers and Columbus game, and I lean towards the Rangers at plus 130. Both these teams just have solid young goaltenders. Are coming up. Shesterkin for the Rangers and Merzlikins for Columbus. I only lean towards the Rangers just because they're coming and winning 3 straight while Columbus has lost 3 straight. So, and my last one, I'll take the New Jersey Devils plus 1.5 against Carolina. Since the All-Star break, New Jersey's picked up at least a point in all but one of their games. So they're playing some pretty tight defensive hockey. They're keeping teams close. Carolina plays better at home and on the road, but they haven't been playing well coming into this game, so I'll take a shot with New Jersey here.
All right. That's a lot of information. Rod, what do you got for us as far as hockey? You agree with Chris or morning to Shane? Shane is joining us as a writer on our staff. Shane had the experience coming in, so it was an easy one. So welcome him. I'm excited to have him on board.
Yeah, for me, Montreal, the Penguins. I'm leaning Montreal, our Penguins. I think it's going to be a really close game. I see one. I like under there as well.
And which one? You're like going in and out.
Low scoring game. Montreal, and the Penguins.
All right.
I'm leaning the Penguins. Give me the Penguins and Rangers. And I like under Jersey, Carolina. New Jersey has been playing a little better. Here, give me Carolina in regulation. I like Chris's plus 1.5 there as well because I think we got another 1-goal game there as well. Sharks and the Jets. Give me the Jets here. I'm not gonna. It's the Sharks. They win one, they lose a couple, win one. Give me the Jets in regulation. And Rangers and Columbus. I'm going to take the Rangers here. Like I said, Columbus is still missing a couple players. Kind of showed on their defense last night. You don't have your top 2 defense comes to bite you as Buffalo came back and beat them. So give me the Rangers here today. Birdcage and hockey, all on the three-way nation, the Pens, the Canes, and the Jets.
Okay. So we got no NBA today. All we have is college hoops. Chris, how many college hoops do you have? I think this is a strong card for a short for a short thing. Yeah, Rod, your connection is bad. That's what everyone is saying. It's like yeah, your audio is like it's like we couldn't
Bad
hear a
today.
lot of what you
Everything's
said there.
popping out.
Gonna have to figure out something with Rod's connection. I'll talk to him after the show, and we'll figure out. We'll get him on the plan, or figure out how we can get him a booster or something. Not a booster seat, but a booster internet booster or something. I don't know. I always think that like people always think that these are like magical things that occur, but it's like it actually is not that sophisticated. You know, it's like if these things existed, man, I would have one in every hotel room I've ever stayed in, right? It's like anyone ever tried to upload a video to YouTube from a hotel room? Whew, it can be brutal. But yeah, it's like so your connection cut out. So maybe on the recap, we'll come back to those picks again. And if not, you can post them always in the Facebook group. We'll just figure it out. It's like some days, it's like even with mine, some days my internet is just better than others. I live on a small island, you know, so who the hell even knows here what's going to happen from day to day. I mean, we're just excited. We're excited to have Target and Costco. I mean, that's pretty much what we are. I mean, our island is so small, freaking Burger King went out of business. You know, it's like we didn't have enough to support it. Anyways, he's gonna say it again at the end of the show. His birdcage, but let's get to college hoops. Chris, how many games are you looking at? I think it's a pretty good card for a small card.
I have four games that I'm really looking at, and then I have a fifth game that I'm on the fence about still, but I still am leaning towards.
Do you have any stone cold locks for us today?
I'm not going to go with a stone cold lock. No.
Do you have anything that maybe we'll be thanking you later about?
For showing up to do the show.
Hey. It's like, all right. I think one of the things that, you know that I get crabby on this show from time to time. I'll be the first to admit it. And I think one of the things that people mistake about me is that they think because I get crabby on the show, like I'm a crabby person or something. And nothing could be further from the truth. It's like I probably make more jokes, and if anything, I'm the guy who makes the joke at the most inappropriate time. You know, I'm that guy. You know, it's like, and most people appreciate that as it'll like lighten the mood, you know, of a tense situation. You know, it's like, you know, even, you know, in the legal stuff that I went through, I still found the ability to throw in a joke that everyone could laugh at, even, no matter how much we're disagreeing, how much we're fighting, whatever, you know. And it's like, that's more my personality. It's just, to me, it's like, I think what people, where they get me wrong is they think like because I surf and play golf and joke around and all that other stuff that I don't take my stuff dead serious, you know, and I don't care, you know, and any of those things. And then when I come back and all of a sudden I care, you know, I show them how much I care, they're like shocked, you know. It's like this shocking moment happens. And it's like I always try and avoid it, but it's just impossible for me to do it. But anyways, I don't know how I got on that side thing, but I've gone through it. And I don't apologize for anything that I've done, and I have no excuses for anything that I've done, or anything I've said. But I will say that this past year, and I'm not making any excuses at all, this past year was one of the more trying years of my entire life. Not financially, but I would say mentally, and I know you guys didn't see everything that happened and you guys don't know everything that happened. I'm not even allowed to talk about it, but I'll just tell you, I wouldn't, well, there's people I'd wish it on, but I was going to say I wouldn't wish it on, but yeah, there are people I would wish it on for sure, but but hopefully, I already feel like a huge weight is off my shoulders. So hopefully we can just move forward with all this stuff. And we've been, I think that on the show, regardless of everything else that's been going on behind the scenes, we've been delivering. And, the efforts of the staff, of the guys at Pick Dogs, I just can't thank them enough, man. And Rod and Chris and, everybody back there, man. Brett, Randy, Andrew, Peter, Kyle, the new guys, Ron and Greg and Shane, is still, believes in us and, all that other stuff because they had a chance to leave. They all had other chances. I know that, like they all had other places they could be. It's not like, well, it's either you work for me or, you have nowhere to go. Oh man, I'm out of work. That was not the case, at all. It was they had other places that they left to come and work at Pick Dogs, and I appreciate it, man. I just can't even tell you, and all you guys too. You guys have thousands of choices. How many Twitter handicappers are there? Rod, what's the over/under on Twitter handicappers?
Oh, jeez.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do over/unders that big.
Rod's on the pulse, like on more of the like stuff that's going on around like the social media handicapping. Rod's like, I know he's like really on the pulse, and he doesn't talk about it a ton. And I don't say it, but it's like we're gonna get him more involved in that area now that we're settled. We're gonna get him more involved in our social media, and that's gonna be his role. I haven't talked to him about it, but I'm just going to spring it on him here live. And I'll say that, he's going to be more on the social media front with us as well as doing this stuff. So it won't just be his picks, here. He'll also be doing stuff on social media and things like that. And,
I would say at least 400.
I think it's 4,000.
Oh, on Twitter? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
400 that I would say
4,000.
are reasonable. There's the other ones that are just like pop up, fly. Like, who the heck are you, man?
But I think that I think that the problem that I have with the Twitter guys is that they use fake pictures, right? Fake names, fake everything. So it's like they fake record. If they do go on a bad run of the pics that they post, or if they sell somebody, they rip them off. Somebody is willing to send a cartoon character a PayPal for a $10 or $1,000 or whatever they get out of them. Then they just there's no accountability. It's like they were just a cartoon picture to begin with. So what's preventing them from just walking away? They have no identity. If they had a PayPal account with an email, well, just look at all the people that defrauded Spread Knowledge. When we give out a free trial, just create a new email and use a different, credit card and whatever. It's like, I don't know. I think that I think it's 4,000. I think there's 20 new ones every day or 100 new ones every day. I don't know. Anyways,
and growing.
Speaking of fake handicappers, Rod, who do you like today? He's like, you asshole. It's like, nice one, asshole.
First game I'm looking at here, I'm Quinnipiac at St. Peter's. Been on Quinnipiac quite a bit, but they just haven't looked themselves the last few games. They're 1-4 ATS their last 5, 0-3 straight up, 0-3 ATS the last 3 on the road. Give me St. Peter's here. St. Peter's minus 5.5. I think they beat Quinnipiac today. 6-2 ATS at home. The last 8. Yeah, give me St. Peter's here.
How about anyone looking at the Akron game, Chris or Rod? This to me, or Buffalo against what is this one? It's Buffalo.
Toledo.
Yeah,
Buffalo
this.
at
How about why is
Toledo.
Toledo a 2-point favorite against Buffalo? Anyone understand this one?
I don't know. That's why I have Buffalo.
It's two and a
Yeah, that's
half
why
now.
it's 2.5 now. Yeah.
With
Yeah, I'm not laying points.
63% of the public on Toledo. 12 and 13 straight up. 1 and 10 against the number at home against a team that's been to the NCAA tournament 4 years in a row.
Yeah. Give
This
me
is like
Buffalo
that
on the money
USC line yesterday against Washington, right? It's like it's like, are they really trying to even make me think about this for a second? You know? It's like, I mean,
line.
why in the hell was this line 4 to begin with, and then it goes to 3.5? It's like, what? It's like, is this the same Washington team that we've been? It's like, is half of USC's team out? Did they? Is there like, did they fire the coach in the airplane hangar again? I mean, I don't really know what the hell's going on. Oh man.
Toledo's failed to cover the last 9 at home. So give me
How,
Buffalo here today.
how about
Makes no
Harvard
sense.
and Cornell? You know, Harvard is 6-0 at home, but just 2-3 against the number. They're 8-12 on the season against the number, and just 3-7 against the number in their last 10, despite going 7-3 over that span. They're 13.5-point favorites. How could you not? I mean, I might lose. I'll admit it. I might lose this game. Okay, I don't care, man. It's like, this is one that you just say, I'm going with the dog, getting 13.5 points, and I don't even care if I lose because it's the right pick. You know? At least for me. I don't know. Chris, what do you think?
No, I can definitely agree with you on that one. That's way too many points. But yeah, no, I was also on Akron as well. I'm not trying to step in front of 7-1 against the spread on the road this season. I know Central Michigan's 11-2 at home, but Akron's just a way better team.
This one's gone from Akron -5 to Akron -3.5, with 34% of the public on Central Mich. So this is inverse line movement all the way. I don't see it either. It's like the Zips, man. It's like 7-3 in their last 10, 6-4, and I know that Central Michigan's not a dog. I mean, they're 11-2 at home. They're not horrible, but this is the Akron Zips we're talking about. If that doesn't strike the fear into you, then nothing's gonna.
I mean, I know I got burned with Central Michigan a couple times, but like I said, those offensive numbers for Central Michigan are really inflated from like the 4 non-D1 teams they played earlier in the season that they put 120 points per game up against, so I have a hard time reading into the 80 plus points a game, but I just still think Akron's the better team, playing better basketball.
How about Northern Kentucky versus Iwapui? What do you think about this thing? It's like,
That's a lot of points.
it's a lot of points, and it's gone down though from 17 to 15.5. But Northern Kentucky's been really putting the hammer down. 9-1 in their last 10, and 8-2 against the number. We have to remember that now that we're in middle of February, and we look at their last 10 games, and that's really the big numbers here that should be sticking out to everybody. When you're in mid-February, the last 10 games are the more important than anything else. These are the conference games, and teams within a conference generally, this guy, see, here's like someone so lazy they can't even come up with a fake name, so.
They come up with a one-letter name.
Yeah, it's like, they're just hammering me because we lost on Winthrop yesterday. It's like, yeah, we went, this is, and this is what I say all the time. We can go, 37-1, and there's always some, low life out there that has to hammer us on the one like it bothers me or something. Let's say it was a free pick that I gave out after I did all of my free pick videos. Had to find 2 teams to parlay together, and one of them was it's like 4-1 in the premium. It's like we're 66-30 on spread knowledge picks. You lost Winthrop. N says you lost Winthrop. It's like a joke, man. It's like, how pathetic do you have to be to go onto YouTube and talk about someone's one loss that they had? It's like, I'll tell you what, and or whatever, Mr. We'll call him Straight Balls, right? Because that's what he's got. You must just have straight guts to be able to go onto YouTube using a single initial and bash somebody, right, anonymously. You must just be a real stand-up, gutsy person. You know what? I've lost a lot of games. Lots. I've lost some that I really like, too. Remember the Seattle-Green Bay playoff game about 6 years ago where Seattle eventually had to kick the ball into the Packers guy's chest on the kickoff and recover and needed to score a last-second touchdown? I lost about $3,000 on that game on the Seahawks. Anyways, I could name a ton of others off the top of my head if we had time. And let's get back to picking winners.
I ought to take Northern Kentucky over you, Pooey.
I think I like them too. I think I could lay the points in this one. I think some of these big spread games today look to be legitimate to me. So I said something in my video today, Chris, on this Marist-Fairfield game. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
But I said, the first thing that pops into my head when I see Marist versus Fairfield is, where in the hell is Mark? It's like, this is his Super Bowl. This is his game. Because, back in the day, in one of the older versions of Sports Chat, back before the internet, the internet has really come a long way, and most people, they don't even realize it because it's just happened so fast. But, 13 years ago when we started, Facebook and Twitter were in their infancy. Twitter hadn't even started yet, and Facebook was, in its infancy. Things like that, But we used to have to put the picture up and write a caption underneath the picture. It was just the format of the website. And, Mark had a problem with this Fairfield Marist game, and I wrote, it was but he had a picture, because it's hard to find pictures of for Fairfield versus Marist, and it was a crowd scene that he had, and it was the crowd eagerly awaits the hotly contested. I was the big one. It was yeah. But I mean, definitely miss Mark on Fairfield versus Marist days, but. Man, you got 6-15 up against 9-14, and there's just no real nice way to talk about this thing. Fox is 3-6 at home. Fairfield 4-7 on the road. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to win. They don't let these end in ties.
Marist already beat them once this year, and that was on the road too. Now they're at home. Give me Marist to beat them again. Marist 6-1 ATS the last 7. They're playing the better ball right now. Give me Marist -2.5.
That'll increase their win. That'll increase their wins by 12.5% for the season. More than that, by 18%. That'll be 18%. If they win, it's 18% of their wins for the season. that's how bad they are.
Oh yeah.
I'll go over 116 and try to.
How about the game that I think really stinks is the. I lost Iowa also on my video picks. I give out Iowa. Oh my God, man! Yeah, we're just not going to allow this anymore. But anyways, so Columbia Dartmouth, Chris. While you're talking about big games, what do you do when you see a game like this on the board? I mean, these are the ones generally these little college basketball games. I don't mean that's these are little schools, but I just mean it's kind of like these type of games where 600 people go, where the books
games
are
that nobody really
books
pays
are
attention
afraid,
to.
Ugh.
Yeah, the games that nobody's really like paying attention to, or unless you have ESPN 360 or something, like, or 3 or a Plus or whatever, you're not really trying to tune in to watch. Yeah, I'd probably take the points with Columbia. I have a hard time laying points with it, even at home with a team that's 0-6 in conference play, especially upwards of 5.5. So I think Columbia can keep it close. I'm just not a fan of Dartmouth right now.
Why aren't you a fan of Dartmouth? I mean,
I like blue better than green.
it's like, man, this is a bad game. This is bad. So, I mean, you want to talk about momentum coming in. Columbia's 2-6, 1-5-1 against the number. Dartmouth 1-9 and 3-7 against the number. Rod, you got any other interesting trends for us on this one?
If you want a more crappy trend, Columbia 0-12 straight up, last 12 on the road. Dartmouth 0-9 straight up, last 9 games. This looks like a coin flip to me.
How about?
I think in this coin flip, I got to go with Chris. I'm going to take the points. How can you not? Like, these are both two bad teams. So you want to give me the point at 6 points? Are they really? Is Dartmouth really 6 points better than Columbia? I don't think so. There, you give me Columbia +6.
Yeah, this is just a horrible game.
I sure am not running to the window to bet it.
Yeah, someone made a comment here. If you don't like our picks, then you can, do your own research. But I strongly suggest that you always do at least some of your own research. It's like just because we like something, or even if we all agree on something, it doesn't mean it's golden. I think that everyone at Pick Dogs, and I think a lot of people in our Facebook group too, just have a higher winning percentage than the average person. It doesn't mean we're going to win them all. I mean, I've gotten emails about spread knowledge not hitting every A pick. It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't even understand why you want me to do it. It's like, if you're looking for someone to vent at, it's like, I'm running 2 websites that produce 3,200 articles, a month combined, and I'm doing 700 plus videos a month. I probably don't have a lot of time to listen to you. It's like the people that send me their matchups and picks. It's like, why are you sending me that? My answer is always, why are you sending me this? And then they get mad at me. Anyway, speaking of Princeton and Yale, I like the way Princeton's playing coming into this one. I think that they are a live dog for an outright money line win here. Yale is so good, though. I think Yale is probably the Ivy representative in the tournament, and I think no one wants to play them. But Princeton's catching fire at the right time, too. And Harvard's not bad. But Yale, Princeton, 4.5 points at home for the Tigers, who 5-1 straight up in their last 6.
I think it's down to 3.5 now, isn't it?
I have it at 4 right now, but
so we're all over the map here. I think Princeton's going to win outright money line, so I'll take the points right out of the equation. Rod, what do you think?
Yale.
And I know you're probably a Yale guy.
I like Yale. Yale's 15-5 ATS this year. They're 8-3 ATS on the road. For me, the difference here in this game is 3-point shooting. Yale is 30th in college basketball in 3-point shooting, and Princeton's 30th, 300th in defending the 3. I think Yale wins this game. They just hit more 3s than what Princeton can do.
Chris, what are you thinking? I mean, about the game, not I mean, we don't care what you're thinking. I mean, we just want to know what do you think of the game. Gotta phrase it specifically.
yeah, I don't know. I think when Mitch has an inflection in his voice like that, I'm gonna go Princeton.
Going with the Mitch voice inflection theory.
Yeah. That's all I've got in this one. So.
You know what? Maybe I should put. This is. I always tell everyone. Always asks me how much do I bet on a game, and it's different amounts depending on the day and whatever's going on. But I don't have this specific unit system that these other guys use and that you have to use if you want to be successful. It's like I do okay. You guys have seen me. With you've seen where I live and how I live, and you've seen the when you've seen just. I don't know. It's like I do these shows and it's like I don't like plan on having this money, but I mean like here I just reach it around. This is what I have sitting in my desk. No one uses cash anymore, right? This was here, but anyways, it's like I bet everything the same amount. When I bet for a day, whether I'm betting $1, $20, $500, $1,000, whatever, I'll pick out my games. I have them on a card, just like I do on the show, and right, different days I use the same card. I turn it around. Sometimes it's like it's the same. Like I haven't used the card in a while, so it's like it's the same teams. I forget which side I'm on, but what happens is I'll bet like all these teams right through, and then we'll talk about it. Now after the show, I'll go back on and say, man, I should put a little something more on Princeton because my voice gets excited, right? So I'll go back in, I'll put the same amount, and that's how I get to my amounts. And then later on tonight, I might be playing golf, and I'll be like whatever, and like, or I might when I get home and I'm doing something else, I'm like, man, I should put a little something more on Princeton, and I'll bet another one, and then it's kind of like I do a tiered system, I guess you would call it, if that's correct. But I'm putting a little something more on Princeton. What else do you guys like, Chris? Anything?
The two games I'm looking at for today, I like St. Bonaventure -4 against Davidson. And Davidson's been playing a little bit better lately, but I just like the way St. Bonaventure plays at home. And the other one I'm looking at, I like South Dakota State -14.5 against Denver. This is when South Dakota State's starting to turn it on, and they're starting to get ready for a big run and maybe possibly even an NCAA tournament berth. Denver's just happy to be there. They're just happy to have games on the schedule right now. It's 5-20 on the season, 1-9 straight up in their last 10. South Dakota State's unbeaten at home, 13-0, 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. Yeah, I think this is going to be a rout. This could be over by halftime. I'm going to take South Dakota State and lay the 14.5.
You got it there.
Yeah, it's the Jackrabbits just every year at this time. It just seems that this is where they live. It's like, how many times have they made the NCAA tournament in recent years? I mean, what schools like this can you actually name a guy who was there for a long time? South Dakota State, because like we've seen them so much for so long. Anything else here excite you? Wright State, UIC. I like UIC here. They're 4-8 on the road, but 8-3-1 against the number. 6-4 in their last 10. 7-2-1 against the number. Wright State 12-2 at home, but just 3-6-1 against the number in their last 10. So what you have here is a team that covers like crazy as a dog, and a team that doesn't cover at all as a favorite. So
that was the game that I had here that I was kind of iffy on. I was going to lay the points with Wright State just based on being at home and this being sort of a revenge game for the Raiders, as UIC already beat them.
But what if I say, but UIC really covers? Does that change it a little bit for you?
No, that just erases it from my board.
I like UIC as well. I think that number is just too big.
Yeah.
I think Wright State wins, but not by that many.
Chris is foolish. And he's fallen into another trend. All right.
I'm not playing it.
And Davidson and St. Bonnie's. I'm going to take Davidson today. Davidson +4. I think they got a chance to beat St. Bonnie's outright the way they've been playing the last few games. Give me Davidson here today.
This guy, this Jay Honey says it's unprofessional to me to show cash. I was joking around. That was a joke. You know, that was. I hope you guys know that. I don't wave around cash. I've done how many shows? 5,000. If you want to know, this cash right here is my golf course tip money. So it's all ones and fives. There's no like big money in here. It's like it's all it is. It's all ones and fives. This is what I use to tip the people at the golf course. I go to the bank and I get $300 in ones and fives, and that's what this is. There's a 10 on top, so that's the big bill in the bunch. But the rest of it you can see is all ones. See? So there, you feel better? There you go. Oh man. Anyways.
Do you think we get 300 points in the All-Star game? Like, holy man.
We did not give out. This guy's saying that he spent $40 on a premium pick on the Islanders or something, and I didn't give that out. We did not have an Islanders premium pick available yesterday, not at all, not on the entire site. So I don't know, man. Someone that just feels like they got to be full of shit. Anyways.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah,
let's
I don't
just
know
do
if
a
we're gonna
recap and wrap it up. Chris, you're up.
All right, so for the NHL, I like Winnipeg -145 against San Jose. Pittsburgh -1.5 against Montreal. Under 5.5 in the Rangers Columbus game. And I lean towards the Rangers at +130. I like the Devils +1.5 against Carolina. College hoops, I like Buffalo +2.5 against Toledo. Akron -3 against Central Michigan. St. Bonaventure -4 against Davidson, and South Dakota State -15 against Denver. My 3-game parlay, I'm going to mix hockey and college hoops here. Like under 5.5 in the Rangers Columbus game. Buffalo +2.5, and South Dakota State -15.
Rod, let's see. Rod, you're up.
All right, we'll start with the NHL. I like the Penguins to win in regulation over Montreal. I like Carolina to win in regulation over Jersey. I like the Jets to win in regulation over the Sharks. Give me the Rangers on the money line over Columbus. Three-way birdcage. Penguins, Canes, Jets, all to win in regulation. +568 there. We'll go to college hoops. Give me St. Peter's -5.5 over Quinnipiac. I like Marist -2.5 over Fairfield. I like Monmouth +1 over Canisius. I like Yale -3.5 or 4, whatever you can get over Princeton. Love Buffalo +2.5 over Toledo. And I like Davidson +4 over St. Bonnie's. My college basketball birdcage, all on the money line. Give me Monmouth, Buffalo, and Davidson, all on the money line.
Anyways, I don't agree with all the comments on here. I agree with some, but I do think that he does have a point, man. I had no reason that I need to show cash or anything like that. I don't know. I was just using it kind of like on my desk. It's like I have all this shit on here. If you guys could see it, I mean, I have everything from like replacement golf spikes, to like all this stack of money that and like I said, it's all money that I tip golf course attendants. But I have like 7 watches on this desk. I've got hats, got eyeglasses. I've got everything on here. So it's kind of like maybe it's time to clean it up now that we're kind of getting out of the woods with everything else. But yeah, I feel a little stupid about it. That's why I even mentioned it. One thing, that one's right. No, I know I don't have to explain it. It's like, I think everyone knows, I think everyone kind of, I could sit here and cry poverty or whatever, I could sit here and cry poverty or whatever and say, that, I'm the same, I'm in the same financial situation that when I started my, the original college football place. But I don't think anyone would believe me, so doesn't really matter. I don't think I've changed as a person. I'm still an asshole to the same people that think I'm an asshole, and I'm still, resonate with a large portion of the people because I say a lot of the things that everybody's thinking, And I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? It's like, I just say those things that everyone's thinking. And it's like, I don't do it on political or, it's not based on politics, race, religion, none of that stuff. It's just based on, some shit just doesn't even make any sense, man. It's just like, this shit, it's like, I mean, why would you go on a YouTube channel with a fake name every single day, right? Create a new fake name every day just to go in the comments and say negative things. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, what kind of life do you have? If you want to come by, pop by, hit the thumbs down and move on your merry way, go ahead, But it's like to sit there and create the username and bad comments. Like, why bother, man? Just hit the thumbs down like everybody else. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. And thank you guys. Thanks to Puck Dogs. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have Steve Monahan with us for our Saturday show. Got about 100 college basketball games tomorrow. What big NHL card is my guess with only 4 games today. We'll also have an NBA. Is tonight the NBA skills and all that other stuff, or is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow.
I think tonight's the Rising Stars and the celebrity game.
All right, we'll just ignore that even exists. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning.